Oh, dead. Fuck! Are you kidding me? Oh, fuck.
Oh shit. Well, holy hell!
Fuck. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Got him! Take that, you son of a bitch! Could I get him? Oh, fuck yeah, I killed him. That feels good.
Hey guys, it's Kiermanism here with my review of Elden Ring. During its first month after its release, this game has been getting universal acclaim from critics and players all over. It was developed by From Software, published by Bandai Namco Entertainment, but with George R.R. Martin, writer of the Song of Ice and Fire book series, was tasked with writing much of the game's backstory, along with Hidetaka Miyazaki, who was responsible for the game's narrative. And yes, I'm well aware that I may have butchered that guy's name. Like the Souls games that came before it, Elden Ring shares a lot of the same mechanics. For example, much of the combat requires to roll towards or away from attacks, being quick with counter-strikes, and dying a lot. This game is no exception. When you play Elden Ring, your character will die frequently. However, unlike other installments, Elden Ring is an open world adventure, making it an easier approach than others. The world of Elden Ring is incredible to look at and explore. There are various types of creatures roaming around in impressively diverse environments. You'll see later in this video, if you head in the northeastern section of the map, the sky will start to turn red, and if you're a low level player, you might want to save that area for later because you most certainly will die every 5 seconds. Stuff like that makes journeying around Elden Ring a fascinating experience because there is so much to explore. During my first few hours of playing this game, all I wanted to do was see as much of the map as I could, but that was also because I had no idea where to go story-wise. Not much can be said about the story because it's not as obvious like in most games. Instead, the creators wanted you to discover the story for yourself, and sometimes certain details of the story would vary amongst different players depending on where they would go and what they would do. When it comes to the story, it's a case of less is more, making it more intriguing and less convoluted. Also, I think it's safe to assume that it's better than Season 8 of Game of Thrones. As I mentioned earlier, the combat system requires you to roll and counter, as well as incorporating magical elements. Of course, like the previous Souls games, it can be quite difficult and requires a lot of patience as a player. I'll admit, there were times when I flipped off the TV, or I would just tell people how much this game sucked, but those moods would pass in time. If you stick it out and keep working on different strategies for different enemies and bosses, it will eventually reward you. Even though the combat is pretty much the same as Souls games, I actually like this game a lot better because of its open world concept. Instead of being stuck at one part getting killed over and over again, I was able to go around, collect enough runes, and level up. Though that means a lot of grinding and killing the same enemies often, but in doing so you actually do feel like you're getting better at the game. This is also a game where everything tries to kill you, ranging from patrolling soldiers, big ugly giants, very big bats, and even the goats. They're just regular goats, nothing special, other than they act like dicks. Hell, even other players try to kill you by leaving messages telling you to jump off a cliff in order to get a special item, but all that happens is that you die. And then later you find a message that says, "Liar ahead." As much as this stuff pissed me off, it also made me want to leave messages of my own, hoping there was someone else dumb enough to jump off a cliff because someone told them to do so. Marga will be your first mini-boss fight of the game, aside from the guy you fought at the very beginning, but I don't think that guy counts. These boss fights are a major part of the game and will usually be quite difficult. Different bosses require different strategies, but the cool thing is it doesn't have to be the same strategy for one particular boss. I have seen different players utilize different approaches in order to achieve victory. Now, as you can see, Marga is not very fast, but he's no slouch either. His hits can do significant damage and his combos can be quite hard to avoid. Since this is my 100th time fighting this guy, I decided to call upon a big magical jellyfish and a sorcerer who I use as a distraction for Margit. Halfway through the fight, he summons a massive hammer and sometimes a large sword, adding to the bullshit that already comes with this battle. Though, when you do kill him, you don't feel like you've wasted your time trying to beat this one guy. You really feel like you've improved as a gamer. Overall, I am liking this game. I was never a big fan of the Dark Souls games or Bloodborne, mostly because of the combination of high difficulty in combat and limitation to the exploration. However, Elden Ring feels like it wanted to draw a wider audience by giving it an open world concept and the ability to grow as a player. I think Elden Ring has earned its praise, being impressive in most of the game's aspects.
What the?
Never mind, fuck this game.